Hey, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this look. This goes against everything that I've ever shared with you guys on makeup, okay? I have a lot of makeup on, but here's the thing. I wanted to share it because I'm actually going to be doing a makeup look with somebody else. This isn't a collaboration or anything, okay? But I saw Sam Shurman, and I hope that I'm saying her name right, on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's absolutely gorgeous. And she has oily skin. She is much younger than me. For shits and giggles, one day I decided to do one of her makeup looks, and I was like, holy crap, my makeup looks amazing. Now, from a distance, some of it looked better than close up because I am much older than her. But I've been playing around with some of her techniques and what she does. And so I'm going to share with you guys how I do it a little bit differently so you can do the same thing. So if you have dry skin, you can play along with one of our videos and think about how you can do it differently, or somebody else's video, okay? Because I've changed a lot since I've been on YouTube, and I just feel like don't let your age restrict you from doing makeup. Don't let it restrict you. If you want to do something, just do it. But if you're uncomfortable, okay, doing certain things for you, that's fine. But I don't want you to be afraid to do something because you're worried about what somebody else is going to say. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. This is more than I normally would wear. You're going to see my face close up and everything. It looks amazing, okay? It looks really, really nice. I wouldn't do all of this, and I'm not doing as much as what she's doing because I just can't. I can't on my skin. Even though we both have oily skin, I have oily, mature 56-year-old face here, okay? So I have to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to give you some tips along the way on this video, and I'm going to tell you, if you have dry skin, how you can do it a little bit differently and all of that. So get out your makeup. Let's do it together. Let's have some fun, and let's get into the video. I'm going to be doing the video with Sam Shurman. I discovered her on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just love the way her makeup looks. She's much younger than me, but I've been playing around with it, and I've been doing some different things. So as I go along, I'm going to share with you how you can do it if you have dry, mature skin. Because here's the thing. Just because you have mature skin doesn't mean it's dry. I have oily, mature skin. Some people have normal, mature skin. Some people have combo, mature skin. The thing that's different about mature skin is the texture changes. Our pores can get larger. We have, other things, lines, whatever going on. Okay, so that's what's different about my skin as opposed to hers. But other than that, I have oily skin. So you're going to see me using more powders. But I actually do more creams this time of the year, but I have a cream video that is probably going to be up before this. I don't know. I think so. I think that video will be up before this one that I did. But I will go along and share with you how you can kind of tweak it, okay? So let's get into it. I know what she's doing because I already, you're going to be shocked. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. primer, which I'm not a drugstore person. I guess it's supposed to be a dupe for the matte Milk, which I didn't realize. I just saw her doing this, and then after I got it, I'm like, I bet that's a dupe for Milk. And Milk one was nice, but anyways, I never repurchased it. We've all been through that one already.
The very first thing I'm going to take is the Power Grip Primer. It's really sticky, so don't be alarmed if you're like doing it and you're like, why do I literally feel like I'm putting glue on? It takes about 30 seconds to dry. Then I go in with my second primer, the Bright Putty Primer. I'm just going to go in with my finger.
I'm using this today, and I do tend to use, I would use something more like this in the summertime here. In the winter months, I tend to use more moisturizers. Even though I have oily skin, I use more moisturizers. I would use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. So if you have dry skin, when you are prepping your face before you apply your makeup, put on a moisturizer. That's a great one for dry skin. You want to make sure that your skin is really, really hydrated. The next primer that she's going to go in, and I'm going to play it in a second, is she's doing one to kind of blur out her pores. I'm going to use this. It's just a blur stick from Lancome, and I'm going to use this today. I don't really need to. I feel like my skin's pretty good. And I use a sponge too to press it in, but I will use this today. And when you use something like this, you definitely want to use this before, put it there. You definitely want to use this before you apply your foundation, and you just put in the areas you need it, and that's it.
So for foundation, I recently reviewed this on TikTok and I was like seriously so obsessed with it. It is so beautiful. It's the Very Valentino Light Lasting Perfecting Foundation. So I have the color MN3.
I reviewed that foundation for you guys. It's actually, I feel like it's, if you like all hours, you're going to like that. And I do like this one. I'm going to use this one today. I reviewed it. I liked it. The thing that I didn't like is very, very fragrance. This one has a fragrance too, but I thought that one had more fragrance. And I didn't get the hype, but now after watching her videos, I'm thinking maybe I should give it another try again. So I may test that one out again in the future. I don't know when, but as I said, she has oily skin. It worked well for her, although I feel like she still got pretty shiny, but what she kept saying is it wasn't so much the shine she was worried about because she's used to it having oily skin, but she was saying she liked that it didn't settle in her lines or anything, which doesn't look like she has lines, but for her, she said that she just found it didn't do that for her. So anyways, I may have to give that one a try. So today we're just using this. I'm using my Stands Out. I'm putting it on the back of my hand. Someone recently made a comment about that. They said they hate when people do that because it wastes, but you can use like a little palette. I don't have one. And you can do that. And the thing about it is when you're using a sponge and you do that, you really get the product on here really good. Instead of dotting it, it just works a lot better. So I started doing it like this because I used to kind of dab it on, and I don't do that anymore. So don't be afraid to use the back of your hand if you have to. It's all good.
You know, if your face looks amazing all day, it doesn't collect, it doesn't enhance your fine lines and wrinkles, it doesn't sit into them. And I just feel like my skin looked so youthful the day that I wore it.
Now she's putting concealer under her eyes. And she's putting it down the side of her nose. So I want to talk about that. Her concealer is much lighter than her foundation, so I think she does that to kind of brighten her other eyes. But she uses something later, and we're going to get to that. I am going to use this, you know, my favorite, SISLEY concealer. And then I'm going to use this. I freaking love this brush. This is from Clé de Peau. Hope I'm saying that right. And I love this brush. It's their concealer brush. So this is what I do is I do it like this. I kind of hold it like this, okay? It's kind of like, you know how I was using one brush to line and one brush to blend? I can do it with one brush now. So I just go like this and apply it. Boy, even around here I can see it looks a little dry. No, it looks so dry there today on me. We'll take it, I'll start with this. And then we'll start blending it. It just works really well. This just works so well. I love this brush. And then whatever's left on here, I always have that little bit of veining underneath my eye right there, so I'll get that. And then I'll take my finger and just like that. So again, I'm just going to blend this out. I don't think this was really expensive, this brush either. I can't remember now, but it's worth it. I freaking love it. It might have even, actually might have been on sale when I bought it at Nordstrom. And I'm just loving it. She's putting it all down her nose, and I feel like it's because she's brightening up her eyes. So I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Radiant Concealer. I'm not using it under my eyes, okay? So, but I'm going to put a little bit right here, under here, but I'm not going to blend it up, okay? I'm just going to put some right there, and I'm going to put some right there, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like, get a little bit more. I'll go like this. Now you can also do these two. Remember, I've shared with you guys to do that after you apply your foundation. You could do that. I'm going to do something else too that's going to kind of chisel out my jawline, but you're probably, if you have dry skin, you're not going to want to do it because it involves powder, okay? So if you have dry skin, this is a way that you can kind of create that lift, if you will, okay, by your face. And then you're not, and I'm not putting a lot of product. I know it looks like I am, but I'm not. I didn't put that much. And we're going to keep this below. I don't want to put it up there. I'm going to keep it right below where I put that concealer. I don't want it under there. By the way, she uses her concealer by her eyelids. I do not like to do that personally. I used to do that, and I just find that using an actual eyeshadow primer works better for me. She uses a lot of concealer, and she can do that, but I don't, that's a lot for me. So the more product we put on, the more it's going to crease. Like I said, she can do it. It works for her. But if you, especially if you have mature dry skin, you just want to use less, especially in that eye area or anywhere where you have a lot of lines. You want to make sure to, that's why I like using a sponge, pressing that product in as opposed to using a brush, because I just feel like it melts into your skin better.
Now I'm taking the Laura Mercier Celestial Light, and I just, before I powder or anything, I apply this right where you would put your highlight. And I kind of bring it down onto the cheek.
Now I do like this, but here's the thing. Anytime that you are putting a powder on in an area where you have lines, you are going to draw more attention to it. As far as texture, I don't find that this powder really highlights it because it is, or draws it as much attention to it because it's such a fine powder. But it is a really pretty look. I'm still going to set this. I didn't set it. So she does this before she sets it. Now she bakes. I don't bake. I'm going to be honest with you though. The first time I did this, I'm like, just for the hell of it, I'm going to do exactly what she did. It didn't look horrible from a distance, okay? But close up, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Because I don't really have lines under my eyes, but see, when I smile, that's when they come out. That's when they make their appearance. So I'm just going to go in here. And she's just using a fluffy brush too. So eyeshadow brush, I'm using my number 201 from BK Beauty. So I'm just going to go in here again, just make sure. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes right now. I am going to use this today. This is just my, I need to wash this. This is my Beauty Blender sponge. I need to get some of those little triangle ones I see her using a lot of other people, because it seems like it would work better. You could get in areas better. I'm not baking. And I'm wiping some of it off, you know, kind of pressing it in there. And I'm just going like this. That's all I'm doing. And I just want to look in my mirror here. I am going to take my, this used to be called a concealer brush, but it looks like it's called something else now, because I'll show you what it looks like. This was the concealer brush, but it seems like Fit Glow Beauty has different brushes now. I will link the brush that this is below, because so many of you guys have asked for it. I love this brush. I use it all the time. You'll see me use it even in my eye looks. I love it. So anyways, I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to really gently just blend this a little bit. Now, one thing I'm going to do too that she does not do, I got to be careful. When you have older skin and you put powder on it, you got to be careful not to tug it, because you will instantly create crepey skin, and I just did that. But I am going to use my MAC Fix Plus, so hopefully I'll be able to fix that, because it looks a little crepey, and creepy too. Put a little bit down her nose. You can see I kind of already have a shine, but you know,
The under eye.
I usually do not do this, but I'm doing some things that I normally don't do. So,
this is super old. You can't get it, but
and I'm doing this, but you're gonna see. She's putting her bronzer on, and I'm gonna go in with this one. This is Terracotta from Guerlain. I don't know why mine has that like oil whatever on it. I think you could take tape and it comes off. I just haven't done it yet. But I'm going to, this is where I'm going to kind of sculpt my face a little bit. I do not like using contour, but I like bronzer because you can see I'm pretty fair. So I feel like when I use a bronzer, I feel like it warms up my face. and I need it. So she does a lot of layers, and here's the thing. I don't know that she does this every day, but hey, whatever. Do whatever makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? I would not do this much makeup every day, and I definitely wouldn't do this in the summer here just because you guys know I live in Florida and you just can't do that here. You just cannot. I mean, I wear makeup, but this is a lot of layers. And the interesting thing is I remember there was a makeup artist that said, I can't remember who it was, that they, you know, he at least, I'm not going to say they, because I feel like makeup artists all do it differently. You can follow one makeup artist and somebody else is going to tell you to do it the different way. So I don't always agree with makeup artists and what they do, because it's just the way that they were taught and how they do it. They don't all do it the same. But anyways, but he was saying that they layer, and I kind of get it now. I kind of understand it. Now, one thing she does, and I'm going to do it, is she puts some down her nose, and we're going to blend this yet, so it's not going to look like this, okay? So instead of doing the whole contour thing, she does this, and I like it because I just feel like it looks more glowy. And see how I still have a lot of glow? That's from that powder, okay? But see how my skin looks glowy? And even though I have oily skin, you still want to have that glow, you know? So now I'm going to put a little bit. She does it this way. I've seen her do it other ways. I'm being really careful because I've seen her use a brush. Let me get a brush. So I think it is better to use a brush. Let me use this brush. Let me use this little brush. I'm just going to kind of get rid of some of that roundness that I have there. Okay. And like I said, it's not going to look like, it's going to look different. I know it looks like stripes. It looks like brown. We're not done yet. Okay. We are not done yet. But if you want to slender out your nose, I'm going to put some dark right there. So I kind of changed my nose already. You see that, right? You see that? Okay. Put it on her, she puts it on her jawline too, and her under her chin, which is okay because she has a tanner on. So you can do that. I can do that with this, and it's not going to look obnoxious if I do it on the light side, but then you're going to risk getting makeup on your clothes. Now, here's the thing. If you do put makeup on your neck and all that, then you're going to want to make sure that you are using a setting spray. Some of it may still come off. And I would even, seriously, I would even have used a primer here too, just to help it grip a little bit better. So you're going to have to do all that just so it's not going to be coming off on your clothes, but you're definitely going to want to set it with a setting spray.
Now I'm moving on to blush. This is the Doll Beauty Pretty Fly Glow Getters in Vacation. It's so
I'm going to go ahead and use my Charlotte Tilbury Ecstasy powder, or blush, powder blush, and we're going to just pop that right on here. Now she's taken her puff and she is going in with the Prism Libre powder. I actually have the same one she has. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm actually starting to like this a little bit since I'm watching her videos. So maybe I just wasn't using it right. I don't know if I would repurchase it or not. I don't know. I have so many freaking powders. I do have a couple other of these around here somewhere. There's two other ones that I have, but this is the one it's exactly the one that she has. It's Rose Voile Rose, V-O-I-L-E Rose. Okay, that's the one that I have. It's kind of like pinky, so it's a nice pink though. It's a pinky peachy color. It's a good pink for me. Some of these powders you have to be careful. And what I mean by that is there's one from Huda, that Cherry Blossom. That one doesn't work for everybody. That one is definitely more cooler, and when I use that, I look like I was a dead zombie. So it doesn't work for everybody. This one works for me. So I'm putting it on my beauty blender. So we're going to do what she's doing. And I think this is kind of still sculpting the nose, which what I like about this for me is it kind of softens up some of that that darkness that I got from that bronzer. So it's going to soften up, so it's not going to look all dark, is what I'm trying to say. trying to say that. So now I'm going to do this. So this is something that she does. And what this is going to do is it's going to sculpt that area. Now, if you have dry skin, don't do this. Don't do this powder if you have dry skin, okay? I have oily skin, so I can do this. But you can just do what I shared earlier. So I don't even have to do this, but I'm just doing it because she's doing it in the video. But you could just do that, the concealer that I used, you can do that and not even do this, and you're going to get the same look, okay? I'm actually going to do a little bit up here and a little bit up here. I am. And now I'm going to, and I need to get a mirror to do this, I'm going to press this powder in. And I will say, when you use this powder with a velour puff, it does blur your face out very nicely. It really, really does. But I do have to be careful because I feel like it cracks my foundation sometimes a little bit. So, but it does blur it out. She is going to go on after that. And I'm going to do what she does, and we don't have to see the video, but what she does, and you'll see the video below because I'm going to link her video below. So if you want to go check out her video, you can go watch her video. She has a whole playlist of tutorials. And here's the thing you have to remember: when you have mature skin, just adapt it and have it work for you. You know, I can't do everything that she does because it doesn't work for my skin, okay? But there's some things that she does that does work for my skin. So that's why I wanted to share this video, and I wanted you to play with your makeup. It's just makeup. If you don't like it, you wash it off. It's nothing permanent, okay? And the best time to do it is when you know you're not going to go anywhere, you know? So I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury. What color? What color? Pillow Talk. And here's a tip right here. Don't go like this and go down because you're going to drag your mouth down. You go up from the corner here, pull it up, and you're going to get a fuller lip look, okay? Same on this side. And obviously I go outside the lines. I have to. And you can too. If you want to make your lips a little bit bigger, you can do that. But I totally have to. I don't like to cross the lip. I know. I think she does that way. A lot of people do it where there's not this little dip here. It's just a cross. I don't know. I just don't like it for me personally on me. I like it on other people, not on me. So. And I'm actually going to fill this in today. And then I am going to take my Kim KW lipstick, and when I do this combo, see how it lightens it up? The interesting thing about lipsticks too is your lipstick is not going to look the same on you as it does on me. Everybody has a different lip base, so it just looks different on everybody. I just wanted to say that. I am going to go in and I'm going to use this. This is from NARS. This is their Turkish Delight gloss. I love this. Love it. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to do a really, really, really quick eye look for you guys. I'm taking my Patrick Ta palette. This is the first one. I hate the packaging. Look how fingerprinted it is, but this is a fabulous palette. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Let's see. I'm going to take these two colors right there. Using my BK Beauty brush number 212. I just grabbed it. And that's why I'm using this one. I'm just telling you because I do that sometimes. So I'm applying it all over my lid and working it up here in the crease area. I do use my different brushes, but like if I'm in a hurry, I might just use one brush, you know what I mean? A bit of this brown color here. I'm just going to put that And my lid. Look at how pretty that's looking already. Use my finger and I'm going to go in with this color right here. This is a well-loved palette. I use this a lot. And I'm just putting it, see where I'm putting it right there? Not going all the way, keeping it more in the, not the inner corner, but right here, right there. Sorry, I'm not flipping you off. I'm going to take my smudger brushes from BK Beauty, and I'm going to take a little bit of the cream and the powder, and I'm going to put that underneath my lower lash line. I'll take my Piccolo Beauty brush. I'm going to take that little smaller end, and then I just take this and I buff it out, and it just softens it up. It will just automatically, see how it looks, see how that eye looks compared to the other eye? So, do the same thing. This is a great tip. It's similar, I mean, I've shared this before with you guys, but let's get into the video.
Then I'm going to dip in to my brown color right here, my dark brown. It's called Home. And I'm just going to give myself a wing.
So she does it similar. There's a couple brushes that I like that you can use. I don't know which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this one today. But I know Rephr has a couple other ones. I'm not seeing them right in front of me. There's different size ones. And then BK Beauty has this one. This one's going to give you a tiny wing. But you can use the BK Beauty smudger brush, which to me looks very similar to the brush he's using, at least on video it looks like it. This one is from Rephr. This is the number 3 brush, right? Is it 3? Yes, number 3 brush. Okay, so that's a nice one you could use. And there's smaller ones, and I just don't see them in front of me right now. There's a whole, there's like, oh, here's another one. Here's one that's even smaller. This one's the number 23. There's one that's bigger too, but I wouldn't use it. Oh yeah, this one. I wouldn't use this. That would be way too big, okay? But you could use one of these, or you can use this one from BK Beauty. This one's going to give you a smaller wing look. This is the number 208. And I've shared with you guys how to use this one to do a wing look, okay? With eyeshadow. So what she's doing is she's going into a powder. And I'm actually going to take a little cream. Just a little bit. Kind of both. Tap that off, okay? Then she goes like right here. She doesn't go all the way across. She just starts it right here. And she does little strokes. And she does that because she said that it pulls your eye up more. And I have to agree with her. I think she's right. So you're just freehanding it. You're just freehanding it. Just like that. Now it looks like a little blibbity blob. I'm going to fix it though. So her brush might be a little, maybe I should have used this one, but that's okay. I shared this tip a while ago. I don't know when this video is going to be out, so it's probably going to be a while before you see it, but I'm going to go in with my Clé de Peau brush, with the concealer on the brush. I don't know what I'm doing. Put a little bit of concealer on the brush, and I'm going to take it and wipe it off on my hand a little bit, because you don't want to have too much on. And then I'm going to take it like that. Just like that. That's it. I'm going to use this brush this time. This is the Rephr number 3 brush, okay? So again, I'm going to start right and about right there. Can you see? Yeah. Just little strokes. Kind of stretch my eye up a little bit. This is something you just got to practice. And if it's a little bit too thick for you, then you just go ahead and do what I just showed you. She doesn't do this part, but I need to for me. I'm going in with my Barbarella Brown from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to put this in my tight line because I think it makes a big difference for me. And something else that she does, and I will do this today, even though I normally don't use this one. I'll show you the one I usually use. It's this one. She uses like a little color like this in her lower because what it does is it just brightens this up. This one's not too bad. This one's decent. Some of them, you have to get one that's going to work for you. They don't all work well. This one I feel like works for, I think anybody can use this one. This is again from Charlotte Tilbury. So one side's got the black color, and then the other side has like this kind of a metallic-y shimmer, but it just brightens up your eyes. That's what this does too, is brighten up your eyes. The only thing with this is when you wear a color in your tight line, which I know she does not, that you can get a little bit of transfer. So let me brush off my bake. So to see how that looks. Now, if you have dry skin, please don't do this, okay? Please don't. Please do not do that. Okay. And you're going to see my skin close up. Before I do my mascara, and I probably should have done this before I even did my, hopefully I don't have any transfer of my mascara. I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus. This stuff is amazing. I know I have a lot on. This stuff is amazing though, because what it does is it hydrates your skin and it's going to melt everything together. Now I'm going to spray my MAC Fix Plus Stay Over out. So there's a couple more things I have to do, but let me get my mascara on first and I'll be right back. One of the things that I'm going to do first, getting in this little container, is I'm going to use this. This is the Ben Nye Super White Powder. I'm going to show you. It does brighten my under eyes, but I don't know. I feel like these powders don't work for everybody. She has a dark foundation on because she has a tan on, okay? So when you have that, you're going to see the contrast. I'm pretty fair, so I'm going to put a little bit more blush on too. I feel like I want to put a little bit more. I know she does. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm going to go in with this one. This is from Laura Mercier. You guys know I love this one. And this is in All That Sparkles. Just going to put a little bit more right there. Just a touch. Just a little touch. Okay. Blush kind of fades as the day goes on, I feel like, on oily skin, so we have to put a little bit more on. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this with a fluffy brush. Like a little eyeshadow brush, you know, just make sure it's clean really good. And then what you do is you start down here. I don't want to put too much more into my eyes. I feel like they look a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. And I know I'm doing it after I did the setting spray. I probably could have done this before and it probably would have been a better idea, but I kind of forgot when I was doing that. So anyways, we're just doing it that way today and it's going to be okay. So you just kind of buff it out like that. So I think it kind of brightens my under eyes, but I don't think it does it the way hers is. I don't. So just keep that in mind when you're, I'm going to use actually just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more right here. Yeah, so it brightens it, but it's, I don't know. I feel like if you have darker skin, like, I mean, a tan, I feel like if you have a tan, I think it looks better on me. I think that's why they don't work on me. I know I've tried the one from Laura Mercier. Two of them, actually. She has a loose one and she has a pressed one. And so many people are like, oh my God, it's so amazing. I think it is if you have the right skin type. I think that's what it is because I see it on her. When I did it, I'm like, I don't even see it. Like, I barely see it. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. You tell me in the comments. Like, I don't really see that big of a difference in it. So if you want to try something like this, again, if you have dry skin, you got to be careful with the powder. I know some of you are like, I have dry skin, but I want to wear powder. Then wear powder. Do what makes you feel good. This video, again, was just, I just want to inspire you to play with makeup, and it shouldn't matter about your age, okay? Just don't, okay? And it's all in your level of comfortableness, okay? So if you are somebody that's like, you have a lot of lines and wrinkles, you feel like you can't wear shimmer, well, if you're uncomfortable doing that, that's fine. But don't be afraid to wear it because you're afraid of what somebody else will think. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter what somebody else thinks. It doesn't. Just do it for you if you want to do it. So I'm going to go in and take this. This is my Dior Backstage. And what I like to do with this, and I'm taking just the white. You can do, I probably could do any color, but I'm going to do the white. And I'm going to take a little bit right here. And we'll look at one eye versus the other. Just taking that little bit of highlighter right here, and I'll even work it up there a little bit. See how it kind of brightens my eye up a little bit more compared to the other eye? It's just a fun little way to just brighten your eye. And she does this too, so that's why I'm showing it. That's one of the things she does when she's finishing. Another thing that she does that I think is a great idea too, I just don't do it all the time, but you can do it, because I feel like I already have a shine there. I don't know if it's my skin or whatever, but you can go ahead and take it and put it just at that high point. Just put it at the high part of your brow area like that. Just that part right there where it's high. And it just draws attention to it and kind of lifts your eye up a little bit more. So that's just another little tip. But doing that little wing look, I agree with using, I mean, here's the thing. Do whatever you want to do. I keep saying that, but because I want to stress that. But I do agree, it is a prettier, softer look when you use an eyeshadow to do your wing liner versus using like a liquid wing liner. I mean, you can do a liquid wing liner. I can't speak. I feel like I've been drinking. You can use a liquid winged, liquid liner if you want to do that with your wing liner. Absolutely do it. But this just gives a softer look. Does it stay on me all day? Yeah, it does. It stays on me all day. I don't have that problem. I know some people do, but I don't touch my face. I do not touch my face. I don't touch my eyes. Once my makeup is on, I'm not a touchy person on my face. I do not touch my face, okay? So for me, it does stay on me all day. Same with using my eyeshadow underneath there. It stays on me all day. I know some people have told me it doesn't stay on for them. So what you can do is put a little bit of primer. They actually sell eyeshadow or under eye concealer primer. You can use that. You can use a face primer under your eyes too, but be careful because depending on the one that you're using, I feel like the eye area could be a little bit sensitive. So just use caution with that because they do actually have some that you can use under the eyes. And if you do that, that may help you keep your eyeshadow under eye from crease or from coming off. I'll slap myself in a second. All right. So anyways, I think this came out really, really nice. Let me zoom you in and I'm going to turn my light off too so you can see what my skin looks like. Okay. So you could totally do one of her looks if you're worried about it. Just think of how you can do it differently for your skin type. Again, if you have dry skin, then you're going to want to use cream products and not do all the powder stuff. So you can do the same thing. So you can do a bronzer, do the same thing and use a bronzer instead of a contour. But do you see how that doesn't look like, I think it looks nice on my nose. I don't think, you know what it looks like? It looks like I've been in the sun. That's what it looks like. That's why I like the idea of using a bronzer instead of doing all the contour. I'm just not a fan of it. It doesn't look like I have lines on my face. You saw my face close up. It doesn't look like I have a bunch of lines all over me. That's what I don't like about the contour. I feel like no matter how you blend that out, you see it. But I feel like a bronzer to me looks more like you've been outside and the beach or whatever. And it doesn't look crazy with my neck. Like it doesn't look like I've got all this going on in here. I feel like it looks good. You know what I mean? And if you have a tan like she does, then you can work it on down and just make sure that you're setting it so it doesn't get all over your clothes and everything. So I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really love the way she does her makeup. I think she looks phenomenal. She has different ones on her channel. I know she has one that's like her everyday. I think this is more of a glam look for her, but she always looks glam and amazing. To me, I think she looks amazing. So anyways, I just want to share that. Play with your makeup. Don't be afraid. Don't let your age limit you. Please don't let your age limit you. Don't worry about what other people think. If you feel comfortable doing it, then do it. Just adjust it to make it work for your skin type. And if you are new here, would love to have you join. I share new videos every single week. Just click that subscribe button below. By the way, it's free. I'm just putting that out there because I know there are paid there's no payment here. It's just all free. Subscribe. It's free. I share new videos every single week. That way you'll be able to stay in touch with me if you subscribe, and I would really, really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys all in my next video.